So, very briefly, I wanted to give some introduction to this new dimension of which I'm talking. See, because we have our own ideas about nature, we think we can mold it according to our ideas. But we have to realize that nature is already integrated. We see that all over. When it's springtime, the flowers come out, and when it's fall, the leaves fall. The whole integration is so perfect. Everything works by its own rules. Everything integrates and works together. The only upsetting factor is human beings nowadays. All the artificiality comes from humankind. All the extreme ideas, all the exploitation of Mother Nature. The rate of extraction from nature by mankind is so much faster than anything that nature itself does. So there has to be a point, and everybody is seeing it now, where nature herself is going to correct us if we don't correct ourselves. But the problem is that we don't have our absolute, we don't have any connection with that nature which will tell us when to stop doing a particular thing. We don't have an inner guidance system that relates us to the overall nature. And that is the point of Sahaja Yoga, that by knowing the self within, one knows the whole of nature. It's a very surprising discovery that everything is within. And yet it's the oldest teaching of all. All the scriptures say that one has to know the self, that one has to get the second birth, that one has to become the spirit. They all talk about the same thing. The essence of all the religions takes us back to the same realities. But what religion delivers the goods is the point. What religion connects your consciousness with that all-pervading being? And yet, where has that consciousness itself come from? It's come from nature. We have to realize that the whole thing is planned out. Even our extreme behavior is only part of the game that nature is playing to teach us how to become one with her. Now the time has come to give up the struggle, as Lord Buddha did when he sat down under the tree, and he just said, I can't do it. But it happened. He got the enlightenment because it had to happen. He had to get his fulfillment, as we have to get our fulfillment, as we have to become part and parcel of that greater being. Now, if we have the motivation, the dedication, the self-discipline to take a little trouble to establish this new stage of our being, then we will get the benefit. The first thing that happens, as I say, is just you feel silent within, and you feel a flow of coolness in the hands. Maybe you'll feel it coming from your head. It's a thing you have to verify yourself. It's something that doesn't happen by your voluntary effort. I mean, who can make a cool breeze come out of their head? But it happens. It's not the central big air conditioning that does it. It's your own being changes. That's the first stage. Second stage is to establish that as a doubtless state that you really accept, yes, it's there, and yes, it tells me things about myself, it tells me things about others. I can find out the inner being, which is the model of the whole nature and is also within us. And there is a correspondence which is very precise. I can find out my own inner being. These chakras which everybody talks about, now I can feel whether they're working properly. I can put my attention on my friend or my relation. I can feel where are their chakras blocked, what is wrong. I can help them by just moving hands. I can release the blockage. And they get the breeze, they feel the silence, they feel better, they feel emotionally fulfilled, they feel physically better. This is how serious diseases are cured, is by balancing the inner being. Sri Mataji herself has cured many cancer patients, but it's not the point of Sahaja Yoga to cure anything. It's a byproduct of the blossoming that has to happen. It's a very great thing, but it's not so great if you think that's all there is. And beyond the establishment, then, there's the manifestation that there is a oneness between us and nature, that we're not fighting each other. We may think that it's nature's whim that we've had such heavy rain, but there may be other reasons. And nature herself may have a mind of her own, which we have to know. And by our behavior, we may be able to modify nature, or at least we will see that what we do is relating to what is happening. And when that stage is reached, then you feel the responsibility that this is the next stage for all humankind, that we have to know God as a real experience and not just as a book knowledge, that we have to become part of His play, that we have to enjoy His kingdom, to which we are the heirs. And if we have that sense, then Sahaja Yoga will spread so quickly, and we will all enjoy the fruits of His love. Now, about the divine nature, Sri Mataji is the one who should speak. But I would only say that there are three aspects. One is the Lord Himself, who is the witness of all that's going on. Second is His power, who manifests everything that happens. And we have to know that that power is now in human form. If we can recognize that power in the one who's before us tonight, then our realization will be established very quickly. The third aspect is the child who came on earth as Lord Jesus. And every Sahaja Yogi who gets his rebirth becomes a little bit that child. And it's simply through the innocent play of the children that the mother and father get their joy. It's a very sweet relationship, and we should all enjoy it. And that's why we've held this meeting and these other meetings on the next evenings. We hope to see you. We hope you'll bring all your friends But above all, we hope you'll feel the blessings of this great gift which is coming to us now. Thank you.
I bow to all the seekers. What just now Dr. Brown has told me is true that the time has come and that the nature itself gives you quite a lot of lessons to understand that the time has come for you to be something more than what you are. I call it a special blossom time, where you find so many people in this world who are seeking the truth. Never in history you had so many people who were seeking it. Why is it in these modern times there are so many people all over the world are seeking God? A great poet, William Blake, who lived about 100 years back in England, has already predicted that the men of God, meaning the seekers, will be born on this earth and they will become prophets and they will have powers to make others prophet. This is his prophecy. This prophecy is very deep, and to understand it we have to know that this great time when so many people who are men of God, because they are seeking the truth, they are seeking something beyond, they are not satisfied with whatever they have to become prophets. One can't believe it, that you can just become a prophet overnight. But I say it's split of a second. In a split of a second you can become a prophet. One may say, it's really fantastic, how can you believe such a thing? We don't believe ourselves. We have no faith in ourselves. But we have to know that we have been treated with such difficulty, with such care and love to be human beings. How did we become human beings? What did we do to become human beings now? In the same way, when we are human beings and we are in a relative way world, we don't know what is right, what is wrong. We have to become absolute. Otherwise, what's the meaning of creating us and making us human beings? And that absolute has to be somewhere within us, as described by all the scriptures. So it must relate to all the scriptures. You cannot just have some sort of a neo business that they have started from the last 60 years. You find all kinds of people coming up and giving new ideas. It has to be built up in the same way traditionally as the tree of life has been built. And that tree of life decides that is there. Of course, one must know, as you cannot put in any effort for it, you cannot pay for it. This is something people can't understand. When I first came to America, they said, "Mother, you are not going to be successful. You have to ask for money, otherwise nobody is going to be happy." Because if they cannot pay for anything, they don't think it is of any value. I said, it is invaluable. How can you pay for it? How much do you pay for sprouting a seed? You just have to place it in the Mother Earth and it sprouts. What do you say that you have to pay money for God? Does he understand money? He doesn't. It's your headache. He doesn't understand money. You cannot purchase him, you cannot organize him. It is within you. You have to be awakened so that you can feel His existence within you and you can enjoy the blessings of His being. That's what it is doing. But suddenly this new phase has started, especially in America, because it pampers the ego of people that you can purchase God, that you can pay for. It's just ego oriented. It is nothing more than that. We have to be humble to know that in this world, when we breathe this fresh air, is given to us free. The sun that shines is given to us free. This Mother Earth is free to us. Everything is free to us. So why not also the blessings of God should be free to us and has to be. To Him, it's an anxious time because the creation that He has created is about to be destroyed by the stupidity of human beings. You can see it around. Apart from the nature, I don't think the destruction is going to come from without, it is going to come from within. If it has to work out, it has to work out from within and not from without. Try anything. Try any one of your enterprises. Try your political, economic and social style of corrections. It's not going to. The biggest mistake of all the religious people was that they tried to socialize it. They tried to organize it. They created dogmas out of mental projections about everything. They have also concepts about God, about Christ, about the Mother Earth. It's all concepts and concepts and concepts, all imagination, all witty. It has no meaning. It's absolutely absurd to believe into these and go on for ages together and go on for generations together like this, ultimately finding out that you haven't found anything. Now in this country we have many religions which are doing this kind of thing. In every country we have such so-called religions. These religions, I don't know how far they have got to do with the truth. The truth resides within you. And the religion also resides within you. The religion is the one that resides in you as your balancing, as the sustenance and is within you. You see here the green part, as I show, is what we call as the void, not the void of self, but the void in human beings. And this is the place where you have to cross over, and that's the place is to be bridged by religion in the sense that you have to have a balance with it. There's nothing to feel bad if somebody says that you have to have a balance. Anything that has to ascend must have balance. The other day I was coming here and they said there's something imbalance in the plane, so it cannot take off. It's true. If there is imbalance within us, we cannot take. All those religions, so-called, take you to extremes, to fanaticism, which creates complete imbalance. Today, you can see in the Middle East, all over the places, there's a funny sort of problem going on, which can be solved in no time because they have no balance. They have created this kind of a imbalanced life, imbalanced dogmatic fanaticism, which is really so all-pervading. It's impossible, I don't understand how these people are going to realize that they are building up destruction of themselves and everything else. Now, as within us lies the power to balance us, we have to understand that this power was given to us long time ago. When Moses and Abraham came on this earth, they gave us the commandments. Of course, if you read the book of Essenes, you'll find out that the commandments that were given were rather very sharp, very strict. The reason was when Moses came down and he saw the people how they were, he was amazed because the people were extremely licentious, very permissive. And they didn't care for it at all. They did not know what God was. And they were saying, what's wrong? What's wrong in this and what's wrong? That kind of a society, when he found it, he had to make it a very strict law. And that's how, as the Muslims call it, the Sharia part was established by them. Now this Sharia surprisingly is more followed by the Muslims than by the Jews. Actually, it was meant for the Jews to be followed all over the world so that they keep the balance, strict balance. Now we can say one thing in creating, supposing you are creating a machinery or say an aeroplane if you are building up. The first one that you make, you take special care to see that it is nicely fitted. It has to be nicely fitted so that there is no any problem because it's the first experiment. So they tried to make very strict laws as to keep human beings in their balance, and by that they could manage the ascent better. But if you tell something to human beings not to do, they will do. That's human nature somehow or other. To get against whatever is said, don't do it. You tell a child, don't go there, they will definitely go there to find out. The innate curiosity or innate idea of defiance always has taken human beings in that fashion. Like that, we have been always trying to avoid the issue, keep our eyes shut, and started doing things which we should never have done. When I first went to London, about 10 years back, and started talking about the imbalances we have in life, they branded me as a Victorian woman. They said, we have our freedom. Now she has come to take away our freedom. I had warned them, be careful. A day will be coming when you will have such diseases that you cannot cure. You won't be able to manage that anymore, so be careful. And this warning I gave to many people, and some of the priests, for my surprise, came over to say that you shouldn't preach like this to people, that they have to lead a life of balance. Can you imagine? Such things are happening in the name of God, that they are trying to compromise with people to say that you shouldn't teach them to have balance. Like Bishop of Canterbury, supposed to be a great personality, who was asked on the television, I was amazed, that what is Holy Ghost? Who is Holy Ghost? Do you believe in Holy Ghost? He said, I am agnostic. I don't believe in anything that is that. So they said, what are you doing here? He said, I am doing the job. What job is he doing there under the nose of God? What kind of a job is he doing? If he is agnostic, I can't understand, I can't explain. But he is doing the job, all right. That is managing the show, must be having a building or all other things that they are doing. Is this the job of God? Is this his work? Is it that God has told them to collect money and build big buildings and big places? Every human being is a temple of God, and that temple is to be enlightened. That is lost now, not in one religion or in any particular one, but all of them have lost the sight what they have to be. Though it is very clearly stated in all of them that you have to become the Spirit. Unless and until you become the Spirit, you are not connected with God. It's so simple. Some common sense can tell you that if I am not connected to the mains, what's the use of my doing anything at all? Because it doesn't work. If this bulb is not connected to the mains, it will not give the light. You are all ready. You are all there. But you are to be connected to the mains. If you are not connected to the mains, you do not give the light. You do not fulfill your purpose. You do not know the absolute. That's a fact. Now, if you understand this, that you have to become the self. We go to the other side of it, that how do we become the self? What do we do to become the self? What are we supposed to do to become the self? As Gavin has already told you and warned you that we have to keep the balances, we have gone to the extremes and we have done all these mistakes. I say forget it. Forget it. Because if you just try to be in the present, just don't worry what you have done, what mistakes you have committed, because that's also another problem. When one wants to have self-realization, people are sitting guilty just like criminals. You can't give realization to criminals. So don't think you have done any crime whatsoever so far. At this present moment, you you have to forget it completely. Whatever is done, finished. Now that doesn't exist. The past doesn't exist at all. I was amazed the other day. I had a meeting with some Jungians, all of them were there, and I was amazed the way they had ideas about how to achieve godliness or saintliness. I was really amazed. The thing they said was that we have to reach to the unconscious, and to go to the unconscious we have to pass through the subconscious. I said, who has told you this story? How can that be? If you have to go to the unconscious, you need not go to the subconscious, because according to your definition of unconscious, even subconscious is unconscious. Whatever is not conscious, all your central nervous system is unconscious. It's a mixed bag. It's absolutely a mixed bag. For example, there are some birds who can hear some frequencies of sounds which we cannot hear. We can hear certain frequencies which they cannot hear. So whatever we do not do is unconscious. And do you mean to say that all that is unconscious is God? It is not. Now we must understand that God is the greatest organizer. He has the most efficient televisions and the most efficient telecommunications. Once you enter into His kingdom, you will be amazed how He is powerful, brilliant and efficient. Now any efficient organizer who has to organize, say a place like a station or an airport, what does he do? He keeps the road free for the movement of people, isn't it? Or does he put all the luggage and everything in the center and people have to push all the luggage and get up? So the biggest mistake these intellectuals have done and harmed, I think the concept of the intellectuals as well as other people, that we are placed in layers like this. At the subconscious, then we have got unconscious, which can be conscious, and then permanent unconscious. On top of the subconscious, they have placed the conscious mind and then the ego. So I just couldn't understand how they thought God to be such a hodgepodge organizer that He would put you in such a mess. Actually here you see it very clearly, I'll show you, that it is placed vertically. Everything is placed within us vertically. I think if you come this side, you see better. Yes, you come like this. You come this side. Also you see, can you see? You better go this side. It's better. Because somehow it is placed a little away and some of you can't see, and then when I talk you may not be able to understand what I'm saying. Can you see that? Awesome. Now try to understand how God has arranged. Now you need not accept me because I am saying so. It's a hypothesis for you. Just keep your mind open to see how we are placed here. On the left hand side you see a blue line going up. Now this is a subtle channel which manifests outside the left sympathetic nervous system. But inside it looks after our past. So it creates our subconscious. So it creates the present subconscious, then the past subconscious and the collective subconscious. So you have got a collective subconscious on the left hand side. Now on the right hand side, you have the area along this yellow line is the subtle channel which is responsible for our future. When we live in our future too much or think of our future, this subtle channel which manifests the right sympathetic nervous system goes into action and you create an area on top. As you see, yellow one is the area created called as E. So when you go into action, physical and mental action, you create an area which is called as ego on top of your head. And the left side one creates an area on top of your head, as you see, is the super, means all the conditioning about which Freud has spoken. Now on the right hand side, you have the supraconscious area, means the futuristic area that we create or which exists, and beyond that exists all the collective supraconscious. Now in this collective supraconscious area exists all those who are ego-oriented, futuristic people. When they die, they exist in that. On the left hand side, all the people who have not ego but superego, in the sense those who take the conditioning of others and who lead a sly life and who are always suppressed people, live on the left hand side. So we have two types of areas. One is the subconscious, collective subconscious, and the right side is the superconscious. Now we have another unconscious. Unconscious down below is the hell, is the collective hell, where ultimately people who will be anti-God will be stationed and who live even when on this earth they exist in that consciousness. These are the people who take money in the name of war, go further with it, they try to do black magic, try to ruin others and hypnotize others and take advantage of them. All such people exist in that consciousness of hell. They are sure to go to hell, and those who follow them will also go to hell, no doubt. So that's another unconscious for us. Now we are talking here about the super unconsciousness that is on top of your head. This has to become super consciousness. Means at that point you become your own master. So far you are not. It's like in a motor car, we have a brake and an accelerator. So these are two sides. Left is the left side, is we can call it as the brake, and the right side is the side that is called as the accelerator. Now first we get into the car and start learning how to balance these two. Once we have achieved how to balance these two, then we become balanced and we become a driver, an automatic driver. We don't have to then think, we just do it without thinking. But still the master is sitting on the back seat and he is watching you are driving the master. So the spirit that is in the heart resides there watching you what you are doing. He is a witness of what you are doing. Later on, when you get your ascent and you become the spirit, you become the master. Then as a master, you see the driver within you and you see these two forces of acceleration and of brake. And you are the master. Nothing can touch you. That's how when you become the master. I've seen overnight people drop out all their habits, drugs, all these things drop in no time. People sometimes are surprised when I tell them this happens. But there are many who drop out like that. Some of course linger on for some time, the weak people, but many of them drop out their habits like that. The other day when I went to the TV, there was a gentleman who had come as a policeman and he was telling about the bad effects of the drugs, what happens to human beings and how the drugs are so popular and how they are becoming even worse. I said, if I talk to him about Sahaja Yoga, he won't listen. It's the easiest thing to get rid of all this police force and save all that money if they could take to their spirit. Because once the spirit is awakened within you, you become just a master. Nothing can touch you. No habit can enslave you. And you just become master of yourself. It's such a simple thing. But people think that how can that be so simple? Because if you have to think about everything, even say about your breathing, if you have to go to a book stall, get a book and read about breathing, you won't exist. Everything is so simple in life. You see, all that is white. It's so simple. You are seeing me without thinking, without reading a book. You are just seeing it. It's built in within your eyes that you can see. In the same way, all this is built in. It is just to be started. Like in a village of India where people have not seen a television, If you take a television box to them and show them and say that now you can see lots of things happening inside this, and you can also see a play, or you may see somebody singing here. They said, what are you telling? This is just a box. How can that be? In the same way, we think this human body is just a box to be rattled about and to be ruined. But it is not. It's a beautiful thing that God has made. And once you put it to the plug, then you are surprised at the fantastic thing, this simple looking thing like human being and how he becomes supreme. So this is what happens when this Kundalini, which is placed in the triangular moon, ascends. She goes through 6 centers, not the 7th one. The 7th one is down here. All these 6 centers represent a very subtle thing, energy centers which are giving energy to us. Now when we start exhausting our energy on any center, the diseases are caused. By the sympathetic activity, by any extreme behavior, then the diseases are caused. So when the Kundalini rises through these centers, she nourishes them. Because the first quality of the Kundalini is that she is the nourisher. She is the womb. She represents the womb in the growth. So it is the mother, or you can call it the Aquarius. Aquarius, this is the age of the Aquarius, the age of the Kundalini. So the Kundalini rises and she nourishes all these centers, and that's how, as he said, it's true, cancer can only be cured through Sahaja Yoga. That's not the way out. The other day when I was coming, suddenly I met a gentleman from India who is a very big industrialist, we call him a tycoon or sort of person who had angina, and he was moved to come to Houston for his operation. And suddenly he met me in one of a Rotary meeting. And then he came to me and asked me if I could do something about it. I said, all right, we'll see. Then he came to see me in Pune, and in 10 minutes he got cured. He couldn't believe his eyes. He couldn't believe that I was cured. I said, all right, I have to now go back, so you please go and see your doctor. And the doctors couldn't believe their eyes too. They said, how can that be? This is not your X-ray, these are not your reports, this belongs to somebody else, there must be some mistake. He said, nothing to do. This is my report, and this is what I've got. So he went to another doctor, he showed him. He said, you are perfectly alright, and you don't have to go anywhere. If you go to Houston, they will all laugh at us that you are a normal man, why should you? So how it has happened? Nothing. The Kundalini has risen, she has nourished his heart, the heart is absolutely relaxed and so on. That's how your disease has been. I don't do anything about it. You have got everything within you. You have got your spirit within you, you have got your Kundalini within you. Only thing I have to raise the Kundalini in the sense that I am like an enlightened candle. And if an enlightened candle is taken closer to another candle, it gets enlightened in no time. You can't pay for it. You can't do anything about it. You are just ready to have it, and you just get it like a shot. And it is there to start manifesting it. Once you start manifesting it, only thing you have to know what you are manifesting, what this power is. Because for the first time you start feeling the all-pervading power which does all the living things. Like a flower becoming a fruit. Human beings can't do it. Can they do it? There are billions and billions and millions and millions of these are becoming fruits. Who does that? That is done by this all-pervading power about which I am telling you, which you feel for the first time when your spirit comes into your attention. And that is what has to happen to all of you. And will happen, I am sure, you are all going to get it. But I have to tell you, be careful about false people and fake. You should not be enamored by it. Because there are people who make money, they put money into the business, and they can enamor you by their circuses and all those things. But those who are people of truth should come to the truth and not to the false one, because it lies within you, for which you cannot. You cannot purchase, try, you cannot. You cannot organize me. I am a free bird. I am absolutely free. I can live on a street I can live in a palace. It makes no difference to me. To me, money has no value. I don't understand. Why should anybody take money from anyone? It's parasitic. It's not self-respect. How can you take money in the name of God? I just can't understand. They say we have to build the building. All right, build the building, let them build the building. Why should the Guru take the building? Why should he take advantage of it? Why should he live on their money? It was, I think, little bit in the beginning they said that a Guru can get a dakshina. Means if a Guru is teaching you, he is traveling or he is sort of staying with you in the ashrams, then you can give him the food as a dakshina. Not that he buys Rolls Royces, that he buys big, huge big aeroplanes and lives like a lord. This is absolutely befooling, and I don't know how you people are so naive to yield to such kind of a thing. And even the television people are showing you all these things that you should not go to false people. But you'll be amazed, here we have only so many people of Houston, but let one of them come here. You'll be amazed that there won't be any seat left, and all that door up to the door they'll be all filled. That means there's something lurking in human beings, that they go in for something that is false, that is artificial. They don't want reality. And when they suffer too much, because these people can give epilepsy, they give all kinds of diseases. I've seen they give all kinds of diseases, even cancer, all kinds of diseases they are capable of giving you. And when you get that, then you will come to Sahaja Yoga, a person who is absolutely safe, finished, exhausted. Is this the way to understand life? Is this the way to understand? We must open our eyes to the fact that God is beyond all these things. And if you have to take His places and to become that, then you have to know that it is the becoming that is important. It is not a lecture or anything or mental projection, but it is the actualization of the experience that is important. If you don't get it, what is it? If I say, as Govind might have said, I am such and such, don't believe. Don't believe. What's the use? If you don't get anything out of me, what's the use? It is of no use. To me, it is of no use. As far as I am concerned, I am a mother. And the mother's greatest ambition is that her children should get all her powers, all her wealth, everything that she has. She doesn't want it. That's the true desire to her. And that's how it is going to work out. For today, they wanted me to give just an introduction to Sahaja Yoga. So I told you that Saha means with, and Ja is born with you. It is born with you. It is spontaneous. It is within you. As you have become a human being from amoeba, you have to become a higher person. Of course, I've seen when the people have got problems, blockages on their, we can say blocked chakras, then one has to work out a little bit. Moving with your right hand, which is the power of action, with the left hand towards me, which is the power of desire, and it works out. You yourself can raise your own humanity. You yourself can raise it. You can yourself manage your centers. You yourself can cure yourself. You don't have to go to anyone. You don't have to bother about it. There have been prophecies and prophecies about it. In India especially, 14,000 years back, there was a prophecy about it that such a thing happen, and that's the reason many fake people have come out with their ideas that they can befool you nicely. But if you want to be befooled, go ahead. This befooling is not only befooling, but it is absolutely non-reflecting. You cannot reflect on it. And when you cannot, it is non-reflecting, go on under a blanket till you are completely destroyed. Because you are seekers, I have tremendous concern, tremendous concern. Now this Rajneesh, you know, has to be ousted from your country. But still, on the New York airport, you see there are hundreds of disciples stupidly moving about. And one of the worst scenes, one of our surgeons have seen, that a sick Rajneesh fellow going on a wheelchair, absolutely dead, finished sort of thing, and people pulling him out. Is this the way you are going to become saints? The idea that you must suffer for God is absurd. Christ has already suffered for us. You don't have to suffer anymore. And if you want to have sufferings, then go ahead. You'll have real sufferings. Just like Hitler coming on this earth and making you suffer. But if you want to have the fun, the joy of God's life, it is available to you today, now. May God bless you. I would like to have questions from you. If you have any questions, please ask me. But don't be aggressive with me. There's no need to be aggressive. Tomorrow I'll tell you about the centers which are within us, and also about the ascent of the Kundalini. What is Kundalini? Who is she? And what does she represent within us? No questions? You all have become thoughtless, I think. No thoughts? Yes, please. Just come here, come here. What's this? Just come. Did you hear? Yes. You have to tell loudly, my child. Yes, say something loud, right? We couldn't hear.
He's asking to have an explanation about the hands, how they correspond with the sentence.
About the hands? Alright. About the fingertips, you mean to say? Alright. Now the fingertips on the left hand side represent the left side, the emotional side of human beings, and the right hand represents the emotional, the mental and the physical side. Now this one, left hand or right hand, whatever it is, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 centers we have. 7 centers here and 7 centers. So whatever center is catching, or if there is any heaviness on a center or is exhausted, you can feel it on your fingertips. Even a little Olympia who has come here, she was today telling me, I'm burning here. That means you start feeling the burning on your fingertips. But you must know what it means, which center it means. Now we'll see what centers it means, alright. This is the one called the Muladhara, is the lowest one. You see there is the one which is responsible for the excretion, or we can say in medical terminology, which manifests the pelvic plexus. Alright. Now the center here is the second center, but actually it is the third because it comes out of the second. So this is the one called Swadhisthana center, which goes round, this yellow one, but actually it comes out of the Nabi, is the green one that you see is a navel center. So the one that goes round is manifesting aortic plexus, while the Nabi one is the navel one is called as the solar plexus. It manifests outside. These are the subtle centers, but they manifest outside not only the plexuses but also the ductus glands. Alright. Now on top if you go, is that center is the heart, and the heart center is represented here. Now we have two sides of the heart, left and right. That's important to see because this represents the mother side, this represents the father side. So we have two centers here. Then we have above that is the Vishuddhi. This is the most important because America is the Vishuddhi chakra of the universe. This is the most important one, and that is here, Vishuddhi chakra. And by smoking, all Americans are spoiled. That's the center we have, the center of responsibility, center where human beings have raised their heads. So Americans are responsible for spiritual growth of the world. This one is the Vishuddhi chakra here. Now after this, but don't feel guilty if you have smoked. I find that people are feeling guilty. Don't feel guilty. I am going to cure you of everything, so you just don't feel guilty for everything. It's alright, I was just saying so. Whatever I have said you should never feel guilty about it. This is one promise to me you have to make, that mother, we are not going to feel guilty about whatever you have said. I have to say something after all, isn't it? And in that you should not feel guilty and should not find an excuse to feel guilty. That's one thing I want to tell you. Now after that comes this center. Now again the guilt is too much, it's just hitting me hard here. I can feel your guilt here, or nothing at all. It's a funny thing. What is there to feel guilty? I don't understand. After all, if you are guilty, you would have been in jail, you would not have been here. What have you done to feel guilty for small things? It's here that I feel such terrible pain. I came here, we were all having this. When I came to Houston, it even became worse. I don't know why Houston people feel it more the guilt than all the rest of the Americans do. Whatever it is, you have to be light about it, not to worry about your guilt. Now that's over, and now we have a center here. A center that is between the optic chiasma. It is in the brain. It controls the pituitary and pineal. It's called the Agya Chakra and is governed by our Lord Jesus Christ. That's the gate. That's the cross. Beyond that lies the area called the limbic area, which is the Sahasrara. It's the 1,000-petal lotus which opens out. And when it opens out, then you find the Kundalini pulsating here, and then it stops and you find a cool breeze coming out. And that's how you know that you have touched your Sahasrara. This is called as the Brahmarandra. Means all pervading power is Brahma, and this is the whole subtle hole through which you enter into that subtle awareness of collective consciousness, of Brahma Shakti, of the power of the Brahma, all pervading power. That starts manifesting. So that's how you get connected to the whole. This is how these centers are shown, and now here it is. Here it is. So we have got, this is the Agya Chakra here, and this is the Sahasrara. Alright? Now all this around is your father's centers, and these are your mother's centers that you feel it back. This is also, this part is also the void. The green part you see is the principle of mastery, or Guru Tattva is the point. This is the principle. If you have been to a wrong guru, or if you have bent yourself before wrong people, you catch. But if you think you are a great guru yourself, you catch. In both ways you catch, and these are expressed here, and you can see them on your head. If you are bending before people who are wrong, fake and all that, then you catch all this part, the 5 centers here. And if you are thinking you are a great guru yourself, you catch here. And in the center is the power of the primordial being, and this 11 of them become called as Ekadasha. These are the 11 powers of destruction which will come at the end of, we should say, the whole judgment is over. After the judgment is over, that power is going to come on the white horse, as he said, just to sort out the last bit of it. So these are the main centers I've talked about. But this you will know yourself. Even a child can feel it, because it's actualized as you start feeling. Any other question, please? Yes, please. Yes, please.
Earlier you were talking about breeze coming outside my head. Is it possible to feel that same breeze inside the head, on the brain? Outside, on the brain.
What is he saying?
If it's possible to feel cool breeze inside the head. He's saying that you mentioned how cool breeze comes from the head, but he's saying, can you feel it inside the head?
Inside the head, you don't feel anything inside the head at all, you see. What you feel that if when you are raising your Kundalini, sometimes, if there's a pressure, then you do feel as if you can raise your own pressures, because now you become a master of it, then you can raise it yourself, but you just feel the pressure of the thing coming up, but not the breeze-like thing. Only that sensitivity is you feel it here, that is coming up. But you see, that looks very, even to feel the breeze, not so great, one may say so. I mean, it's not that only the feeling the breeze is, but with this breeze, you can cure people. With this breeze, you can raise the people. When you put your hand with this breeze, of course, first you must get the breeze in your hands, otherwise no. You have to become a Sahaja Yogi in the sense that you have to be a master. Then if you place your hand at the back of a person at that point, if there is an obstruction, you can see the pulsation, actual pulsation, very strong in something. Sometimes when it goes further, you can feel the pulsation going higher and higher and higher. You can even with stethoscope, you can see it clearly. Till it comes to your head, you can feel the pulsation. You can hear it very clearly in a stethoscope, even more clearly than your heart. And when it breaks, then you feel the whole breeze coming out. But this breeze that you feel it outside on your hand. That's it. But it's nothing important. It's not an important point. The important point is what it does. What it does is the point. That it gives you power to know the absolute. For example, if your hands, if you are a realized soul, and if you put your hands like this, you can say whether the man is a fake guru or not. If he's a fake guru, you'll get blisters on your hand, actually blisters. But if he's a real one, you get tremendous cool breeze on your hand. If you want to know if there is God, you put your hands like this and ask the question. If you get tremendous breeze, then it is yes. Like as if you are a computer and the computer has started working to answer all your questions. For everything you can ask questions. Not only that, but if you know how to handle this power in your hand, when you feel it nicely, then if you handle it, a person if he hates you, you can make him like you. Because this is the power of love. This is the power of love. There are many things you can work out with this. Tremendous things can happen with this. Like the other day, the people asked me on the television about the story about Bedford. Now you tell them the story of Bedford. So now, you see, these things cannot be explained. I cannot explain, only I can say that God has got a television which can be used. Telling the story. Govind will tell you a story which actually happened and has appeared in the newspapers.
Well, I should have the microphone.
It's really a micro.
Last year we had a program outside London in a town called Bedford where Mother was speaking, and while the program was going on, about 9:30 in the evening, about a mile away,
No, it was 15 miles. 15 miles.
It's on the outskirts of the town. There was a boy who had a motorcycle accident. He fell off his bike, he hurt his back.
From the bridge he fell down.
And before the ambulance came, he said that a big car came past and it stopped, and an Indian lady got down and put her hand on his back and all the places where he was hurting. He felt better.
And he walked off.
He walked away, and they made him go to the hospital, but he was discharged. They said, "You're all right, it's just some bruising." And he hadn't seen Sri Mataji's picture, but the next day he saw a picture in the...
No, he told the people there, the policeman, he told the policeman, and he told the hospital people about this.
Oh yes, he said that this Indian lady had done the curing, and that he felt there was something special about her.
Because Govind was not there, so he didn't know.
So, then he saw a photograph of Mother advertising her program, and he told his own mother, he said, that's the lady who stopped. So the newspapers had heard about this by then, and they said, they telephoned to the people who had organised the program. They said, at 9:30, was it Sri Mataji's car that was driving at this such and such point? They said, no, she was still in her program. They were giving realization. It's not
about
possible.
600 people in that hall.
So many people were there, and we knew very well that Mother had been actually in the hall. So something different must be the explanation of how he had seen Mataji and got cured by her, and yet she was doing something else.
Also, he mentioned my car. That's the best part.
Yeah, Mercedes.
The white Mercedes, he mentioned
it. Used. But in fact, it was still parked outside the program.
And then they published it in the newspaper. We have that publication also.
Yes, it's published. And they also published a letter telling some other interesting incidents which happened in India. There's one High Court prosecutor who was a very well-established Sahaj Yogi. And he had a case coming up on the list. It was a long way down the list, and it was a day when Mother had a program of meditation. So he said, well, I don't think it'll come up today. I'll go to the Mother's program. He went to this program. When he went back the next Monday, it was a Friday the program was held, they said, oh, you defended your case very well on Friday. And he said, what? I came to find out when my case was coming up. How can it be that it's been defended? And they said, no, it's been through. You won your case, and the judge commented, what a brilliant presentation you made. So there has to be an explanation of how these things happen.
No, we can show you one thing more. You see, I should say that, of course, it looks very, very sort of too fantastic. But I must say your cameras are great. These cameras have taken some photographs which are remarkable. Like I was in a village and I was sitting in a school, outside the school, just outside, and talking to people. Of course I knew what was happening, but I didn't know that camera will catch that. And I knew that that was a place where a great saint had lived. And suddenly I felt he's throwing light on me. He did it 7 times. Not then I just put my hand like this, laughing, now don't worry, it's all right. And the camera has got that. Camera has got those lights in it, very clearly. I don't know if you have that photograph with us now.
Not with us.
Huh?
We have that picture, but it isn't. We'll bring it tomorrow.
We'll bring it tomorrow. Like that. Once somebody took my photograph with my feet and they saw the light coming out. To me it's nothing new, I mean, it's nothing special, but the surprising thing is that the camera catches all these things. That it catches the auras and things like that, around my head and things. That's not important for me, but maybe for you people, maybe. Because otherwise you see this mind is very funny. It always tries to take you away from it. But one thing you must know, I have nothing to gain from you, nothing to gain. You cannot give me anything. It's only that you can take something from me. There's nothing to gain from you. What have you got? So this one cannot understand. I can quite understand why people think like that. Because this world is full of such things. They have never known a person who does something for nothing at all, just for love's sake. They have never known anyone like that so far. So they can't understand. I know that. But there has to be someone like that. Also, I've seen many a times people say that, why should you do it? I said, you better do it, it's a good idea. You better come, sit here and do the job. Because it's such a hard work for me. I've been traveling and traveling. I'm very happily married. I have very good grandchildren and children and very well-to-do people. I have no problems at all. And my husband hankers after my company sometimes, but he also has to travel because of his job. He travels a lot himself. And it's just I'm doing it because I have to do it. This is your own. If I don't give you, it's like I can say a banker who has to deliver your own checks. I have to do it. But people can't understand. So your question is quite justifiable. But it's not the priest alone. It's the Holy Ghost within you that alone. You'll be amazed, people. who never believed in Christ. Jews have started believing in Christ. Many Christians who didn't believe in Abraham have started believing in him and in Moses. Those who never believed in Krishna have started believing in Krishna, and Hindus who never believed in Muhammad Sahib have started believing in Muhammad Sahib. Because they are all there. They are all part and parcel of this great tree of life. There is no place for fanaticism. Fanaticism is a disease. It's a disease. It's not normal. Any other question? It's not intellectualization, or it is not some sort of a mental projection that will take you there. It will only be awakening of the Kundalini, for which you have to be prepared also. I cannot guarantee it. May work, may not work. You can try. Sometimes it's like a mountain in some people, I tell you. Just hard stones there. I just don't know what they have there. Sometimes it's very hard to work out. But not to be frightened just now. I mean, most of you are going to get it. Any other question, please?
This lady is asking, how can you use these powers to
Huh?
find peace within yourself?
What's it?
She's asking, how can one use these powers?
That you have to learn. You see, once you get them, this is your own power, and then you have to know about them. How to, as it is, you see, as soon as you get your eyes, you know how to use your eyes. You also know how to use these powers. But you have to know about the different centers, how to work it out, and how to understand yourself. That's a little bit you have to know. So I would say, like a new seed that is sprouted has to be looked after for about a month or so, and then it starts growing on its own. It's like that. Then you become the knowledge of yourself. I mean, Govind never was a speaker, I would say. I mean, he didn't know a word about Kundalini, he didn't know anything. I don't know if he was agnostic. Would have been. So, you don't have to learn anything about it, it just works out. But of course, we have a center here where you can go and learn everything. It's not difficult. All right? So we'll have the experience. It will take, I'm sure it will not take much time, because people in Houston are more natural than New York people. And if in New York, with those intellectuals of the Jungians, it worked out, 95% got realization, I was amazed. And the president was so sweet, I tell you, he was 82-year-old fellow, he got it. But they are more educated in it because of you. You talk to them about this. So they are more educated, more prepared. But it doesn't matter. Not much education is needed. Should we have the experience, please? For that, you have to do nothing but to just put your hands towards me. As I told you, these are the centers. And you have to take out your shoes, because we have to take the help of the Mother Earth a little bit. And if you have anything tight, anywhere like on the waist or anywhere you find it is tight for you, it should be comfortable, just comfortable. Just come forward. It's all right. Come on the first line, it's all right. Anywhere. You will know all about it in no time. You will know how people do black magic, how a person who is possessed, what happens to him, how you get cancer, every sort of thing. It's not difficult because it's such a light. When you have the light, you see everything. It's like that. All right. Now just put your hands towards me like this, just like that. I think all of you should come forward. It's better idea, not to be too far away. Yes, just come. It's better. Yes, come forward. It's good idea. Yes. Let's sit forward. Yeah, it's better. Now.
that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Sit down, sit down. That's quite good. Yeah. Now you put your hands like this towards me, and you have to close your eyes, because this is no hypnosis or anything. It is something that happens within. You have to keep your eyes shut till I tell you that keep your eyes shut. And when I tell you open your eyes, then only you open your eyes, because the Kundalini may not rise at all if your eyes are open. Do not concentrate anywhere. Do not say anything. Just keep quiet and watch. It will happen. Just will happen. Put both the feet on the Mother Earth in a parallel way and sit comfortably. Be comfortable, but not in a slouchy way, straight. Keep your necks also straight for the Kundalini to rise easily. Now, as I told you, we must learn how to enrich our own centers. So put your left hand as it is on your lap comfortably, and with right hand you have to do what I tell you, very simple things, is to put your right hand on your heart, where resides your right hand. Left hand towards me and right hand on your heart. Where resides your spirit, just on your heart. Keep your eyes shut. Now you can address me as Shri Mataji, or you can address me as Mother, whichever way you like. And you have to ask the question, Mother, am I the spirit? Because you are the spirit. Just ask the question thrice. Now bring the right hand on your stomach on the left hand side and press it hard. And now here you have to say with full confidence within yourself that you are the spirit, so you are your own master. So you have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am my own master, or Mother, am I my own master? Best is to say I am. Please say it 10 times. Now please raise your right hand on your right side of your neck at the base of it. Put it on the shoulder at the base of the neck and hold it tight. As I told you before, this is the block one gets when you feel guilty. If you are the spirit, how can you be guilty? So please say 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Please say with full confidence. On the left hand side, on the left hand side of the neck, at the base, with the right hand, taking the hand from the front. Press it out. Try to hold it and say it, Mother, I am not guilty 16 times. Now put the right hand properly onto the shoulder and the neck, little backwards. Hold it tight. Say it 16 times. Please say it because it's really very bad, I tell you. Very bad. You can turn your face towards the right side if you want, but hold it tight. Yeah, correct. You can put your face a little bit on the sides, on the right side, but hold it tight because it's very blocked place. Is this left side? It's very blocked, I must say. What will you say? You have to say, Mother, I am not guilty, 16 times. I am not guilty. Right? That's the biggest problem, I think. You must know how can you be guilty if you are the spirit. Forget the past. Far better. Better now. Now put your right hand at the back of your head. Hold it tight. At this time, without feeling guilty, you have to say, if I have done any mistakes, then forgive me. You can say it, if I have done any mistakes, then please forgive me. But don't feel guilty. That doesn't mean you should feel guilty. You just say that. Please don't feel guilty at all. You have to say to God that please forgive me if I have done any mistakes. Now you can say that I forgive everyone. Hold it tight. The back side you will find is just like a nut. Now put your hand in front on the forehead. Rest the forehead on your hand. Here you say, I really forgive everyone. Because it is a myth. If you do not forgive, what are you doing? You are harming yourself. So you say, I forgive everyone. Now put this hand on top of your head. Just put it on top of your head, resting there. Press it with your palm and move it a little bit clockwise. Press it hard and move it clockwise. At this point, I cannot cross your freedom. So you have to say that you want your realization. I cannot do anything here. You have to say that you want to be realized. You want your self-realization. So please say, Mother, please give me realization. I want it. 7 times, please. Press it hard and rub it and say. Rub it in a clockwise manner. Sense. Now see, raise your hand and see, there's a cool breeze coming out. Is there cool breeze coming out in the head? See with the left hand. Right hand towards me. Little higher. Maybe hot coming out now. Is higher. Is there? Good. See now. You can change your hands and see little higher. See if it is very close to the head, you may not feel it. See now on the other side also. Again see with another hand. Is it? Change hands and see. It should be established well. Then we'll see about the hands. Just good. If it is not, don't you worry. Doesn't matter. We'll work it out. See now. Now in the hand, see if you are feeling anything. Little bit rub your hands. It's very hot. Right hand. So just see now. Now I'll tell you how to raise your Kundalini. After that you'll feel better, I think. It's very simple. You all be seated. You can do it very simple way. See, place your left hand now in front of your Kundalini. You can do it at home also. Left hand. Because it is awakened now, but you are not feeling it so much. You'll feel it. Left hand like this, just like this, and the right hand has to move like this. Front, down, backward, like that. Just clockwise. The left hand has to move upward straight. Now let's start. Going up, like that, like that, like that. Taking up onto your head. Take up, here. And now, give it a twist. Now, tie it up into a knot. We have to do it thrice all together. So we'll do it again. Again, we should do it. Put attention to your hand. And just let it go, let it go, let it go. Now put your head back and give it a twist and see your hands. Now give it a knot. Third time 3 knots we have to give. Again let's try. Now put your hands up and give it 1 knot, then another one, head up, give it the other knot, third one, and give it the third knot. Now see in your hands. Watch and see. Do you feel some sort of a sensation moving? Hot. Those who are not feeling, put a hand on the right hand. Right hand like this. Say, Mother, I am the Spirit. Say it 12 times. That is what you have to say. Mother, I am the Spirit. start feeling it, yeah. No, right hand on the heart and left hand towards me. Right hand on the heart and left hand towards me. And say, Mother, I am the Spirit. With full confidence. You are. Feeling it now? Good. Good. It's good. It's there. And if you see there's no thought in your mind, watch yourself. Is there any thought? Don't get worried. Nothing is going to be lost. It's better now. Now you can also see one more way, is to put your hands up like that and ask a question, is this the breeze of the Holy Ghost? Just ask the question in your heart and see you start feeling it more. One of the absolute question, is this the breeze of the Holy Ghost? Thrice you ask the question. You feel it in your hands. Now put it up. You can feel it all over it is. It is all pervading power of God, which does all the living things of the world, and now you have become the master of that. Only you have to know how to handle it, how to maneuver it. All right? Those who did not feel, please raise your hands. Let's see. Who did not feel at all? You? Who else? You? Two of you. Now what you do is to put your right hand towards me and then left hand like this. Right hand towards me and left hand like that. You too, sir. Better? Right. There's a little imbalance, that's why. What about you? Left hand like this and right hand towards me. Little imbalance. And forgive. Forgive. You have not forgiven. That's the sign. Now this hand you can put it like this and see. This is where you are ventilating one and one you are holding on. Better? And that's how you play life. Sometimes by balancing also you get it. That's good. So tomorrow I am going to tell you in all the details what are these centers are and how they work out. And one of these days we will also arrange a kind of a workshop in our center for all of you to come down and see for yourself what it is really, so that you know how to handle it yourself. Now I did not come every time to Houston. You yourself can do the job for your friends, for everyone, all those who are living in Houston. You have lots of hospitals here. There's no need anymore, I think, to have hospitals in Houston. If you become great Sahaj Yogis, you can cure them. May God bless you. I think it better is to give names to Mr. Howard so that he'll write it down. Your names will be a good idea. Though we have no organization, nothing, no fees is to be paid, but just to keep the names of the people and just to contact, we have to communicate. That's all. You can give the address and names to him. Thank you very much. May God bless you. See the gentleman who didn't get it. Please see to him. And don't read too much. Just don't think. Go and enjoy yourself. Now you have sold your horses. Just go and sleep now. Don't think too